No time for fooling around this time, everyone. It's Chapter 24X. So, remember the god-awfulness that was Chapter 16B? Well, imagine that, just with warp tiles that put you in a sealed room that has dozens of reinforcements, sleep sword mercs, poison bow snipers warping to your location, a plethora of wrath-enabled berserkers, the full trifecta of silent sleep and berserk users, rewarping hell and Yotsmangan dark mages, and fog of war, and you have Chapter 24X. So yeah, this chapter is an absolute nightmare, and it can become the harshest of quagmires without proper attention. Thankfully, design is overall simple. You're just going counterclockwise in a spiral towards the center escape tile under the Dark Bishop boss. Yes, this is an escape chapter. Along the way, there is Avel, still petrified in a northern room. Kia will cure her this, but only Sarah can use it, and either Marita or Leaf will need to go and re-recruit her. But let's talk about those warp tiles. Any unit that ends on one of these red circles will jump to this blue cross. That room has the sleep sword mercs and poison bow snipers spawning every turn until 20, and if unoccupied, the two dark mages will use their dual warps to send them after you. This room, by the way, has no exit. If a unit enters, only rescue or rewarp will save them. So if you have none, then they're lost, as this is an escape chapter. However, while ending a turn triggers the warp, if the unit is warped or dropped from rescue onto one, uses an item, trades or rescues another unit while on the tile, then they will have not ended their turn on it, and they will be safe. This may come in handy if you make a mistake, though you should send one person into the room to kill the warp mages to begin with. That way they can't send the reinforcements after you. Aside from all this, you'll notice the 3 chests on the side. They contain a defense ring, a silly knight's proof for this late in the game, and the only power ring you can get in the game that isn't bought from the secret shop. It improves strength. You probably don't need any of these at this point in the game, but what the heck, get them if you want. I hope you have some torches left, because they are invaluable here. The dark mages like to warp just outside your sight range, so with enhanced vision, hopefully you'll be able to take them out without wasting movement. Speaking of enemies, by the way, each of these Zerks carries a devil axe and a hammer. Remember what I said about 776 hating armors? In fact, this chapter is a huge inspiration for 32X of Blazing Sword's Hector hard mode, what with the spiral movement, the masses of berserkers, and the wind tile in the center. There's a couple things you can do at the start to massively reduce the frustration of this chapter. First is dealing with the statusers in the center room. Either warp someone in to kill them, silence them, sleep them, just make sure they can't mess your shit up. Or if you can't, make sure you have tons of restore. One thing to know about that room, by the way, the purple tiles seen here, as well as Avel's room in the north, and other rooms in the final chapter, give a plus 10 magic boost to whoever stands on them. So for all those staff users in the center room, it will likely put them above 20 magic, so you need a magic boost of your own if you want to use staffs on them. The warp users in the bottom room, however, have no such bonus, so you can easily silence, sleep, or kill them. And you should do so, because then they won't be able to warp those snipers and mercs against you. As for the constant rewarp users, it was brought to my attention some time ago that they apparently have the same vision limitations as you, meaning they won't be able to rewarp unless they know where they're going. So as long as you don't have an enemy near you at the start of the enemy phase, they'll sit completely still and won't move. I'm still investigating this issue, however, so don't take me completely straight on that. If you do have to deal with them, remember that each carries a Hell and Yotsmangan tome, so you should restore any poisoned unit so they aren't rendered dead on arrival by a Hell Blast hitting. Eventually, you should rescue Avel and make your way to the center tile where everyone will move on to the final chapter. Next time, in our last episode, The Return of the Dark Warlords, the chapter that was almost directly copied for Blazing Sword's endgame, and the most pathetic final boss in Fire Emblem history. See you then.